It's solstice this week. So summer solstice is when the sun enters the sign of Cancer. And that reminds us that life is good. At solstice, not only is the sun rising from its farthest north point, but it's also rising highest in the sky that it will between the point of winter and summer solstice. So if you are at 23.5 degrees latitude on planet Earth, on the day of solstice, the sun will be directly overhead. The sun has been compared by many cultures as a chariot moving through the sky. And so as this chariot moves through the sky, as we grow in daylight from the winter solstice to the summer solstice, the sun also rises and sets further to the north as we move between those 2 points. So at summer solstice, it is now rising and setting the furthest north that it will for the time period. Then the solstice will happen where the sun appears to stand still and not move against the background of the stars for 3 days. And then it starts descending, if you will. The chariot starts descending and it starts moving back toward the south. Because if you've noticed, in the wintertime, the sun doesn't climb very high in the sky. It stays very low on the horizon. So that's what we're talking about with the summer and the winter solstice points. Stonehenge and many, many, many other ancient monuments have been created in order to mark these solstice points or other points as the sun makes its motion throughout the year, the annual motion of the sun. Astrology is very much in tune with the seasons. So we have 3 modes for each. Each sign will be one of 3 modes. Let's put it that way. So the modes are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So cardinal begins a season. Fixed is in the middle of the season, and it just represents the height of the season. And then the mutable sign is the transition between the seasons. So in this case, summer solstice is cardinal water with Cancer, the beginning of the growing season. Leo is the fixed fire with the middle or most concentrated time of the growing season. And then we wrap up with Virgo, which is an earth mutable sign, which is a sign of the harvest. And we're getting ready to move into the next season of fall. And as a final bonus, this summer solstice, we have the Mercury conjunct the sun on the summer solstice. So that's kind of wow. So Mercury conjuncts the sun, and there are 2 ways that Mercury can conjunct the sun. When it's conjunct the sun between the earth and the sun, that's during retrograde phase. So that's not what's happening now. It is conjuncting the sun on the other side of the sun. So it's Earth, Sun, Mercury, if you will. And that is the phase when Mercury goes to visit the gods. Because Mercury is the only god who can travel all the way from the underworld with Pluto and Hades all the way up to Olympus. And anywhere in between, and everywhere in between. So Mercury is taking a little trip to Mount Olympus to visit on this very special day of the year when we celebrate the sun at its height. And he has a message for us. So that should be interesting. All right, now for the tarot part of the forecast. We're going to do sign by sign and find out how you can make life good, or how you do make life good through being you. So if you are a Cancer, that means this solstice, if you're Cancer rising, this solstice is happening in your first house. So it's really about you. How do you make your life good? And let's pull a couple cards. Okay, we've got the Lovers. I have to juggle a lot of things. I've got paper in my hand and I've got cards. Okay, so we've got, where can I put it? We've got the Lovers, and the Elder of Air. Okay, so I would say this is about how do you make your relationships good through communication. So that'll be the focus for you, Cancer, during this solstice. Next up, we have got Leo. So for you, Leo risings, this solstice will be in your 12th house. So it's about how do you get in your own way? And what hidden talents do you have that can make life good? So for your tarot pull, we have got the Two of Wands and the Guardian of Earth. So put these together. Two of Wands, Guardian of Earth. Okay. I'm getting keep it real. Just keeping it real. That's that Guardian of Earth card is like keeping it real. And the two of Wands is about it's about a magnetic attraction. So, if this is a relationship type thing, then like the attraction's there and keep it real. Or if it's just an attraction to something else, to a subject matter, a new job, a place to live, whatever that might be. That's awesome. Follow through and make your life good with that, but just remember to keep it real. All right, next up we have got Virgo. And so this solstice is going to show up in your 11th house, and it's how do your friends and network make life good. So I'm kind of envious of you. I'm envious. Your cards are, we have got the Guardian of Water and Explorer of Water. So we've got two water cards here. So friends and networks, how they make life good. It's, with emotions, letting the emotions flow and going with it and just experiencing those things as they come up, experiencing the emotions and letting them flow through you. I think I heard once something about emotions that, it's like when you try to hold on to them, that's when there's problems. But if you just let them flow through, there's no problem there. So with your friends and your social groups, just let the good times roll and let the emotions flow. That is for you, Virgo. All right, next we've got Libra. Okay, so that is the solstice will show up in your 10th house, which is about your legacy and who you're known as. So it's like what you're going to leave behind. So how can you make life good by what you leave behind? So we've got the Five of Air and Explorer of Air. Okay, another double suit here, another double element. So this is for Libra. Yes, Libra. So with the Five of Air and the Explorer of Air. Okay, so stop being so defensive. That's what I think this is about. Don't be so defensive and feel like you have to have your way. Get out there and see what's out there and see what you can do. So just don't get stuck on it being one way, or it's like, I have to make it happen that way, or it's like, I'm afraid to lose over this. You just got to get out there and you got to see what you can see and definitely move forward. It's definitely a time to move forward, but just be ready to zig and zag and just let go of this thing that you have to do it one way or you have to win. All right, next up we have got Scorpio. So this is going to show up in your 9th house, the solstice. So it's about your philosophy and your vision for life. So how can you make life good through your big picture thinking about it? So for your tarot cards, you've got Six of Earth, one of my favorites, and Ace of Earth. So you keep getting these double elements. That's interesting. I don't know what's up with that. But okay, so for you, who are we talking to, Scorpio? Okay. Six of Earth has to do with equal exchanges. And why do I feel like I'm not getting enough light here? I don't know. Anyway, Six of Earth has to do with equal exchanges, and Ace of Earth has to do with new beginnings. So I think when you treat all parties involved equally, and you treat most of all yourself involved as an equal, and that you get what you pay for, or you get what you put into it, then the new beginnings can start for you. And that's how life is good, is by, participating in something that's supportive to yourself instead of overgiving. Sagittarius, I forgot you. Your life is good solstice event is showing up in your 8th house of transformation, change, and letting go. So let's see what cards show up for you. I have pulled the Ace of Air and the Explorer of Water. So I would say this change and this transformation for you, Sagittarius, is showing up in how you think and see things, and in your perspective. And the advice is to go with the flow and just let the change come and wash over you, and see where it takes you, and just ride it out and see where you end up. It's kind of like set your sails and let the wind carry you where it will, as far as your change in perspective, Sagittarius. Next up, we have got Capricorn rising. So that's me. So you are going to experience how life is good through partnership. So the card pull here is, we've got the Four of Water and Elder of Water. Once again, double suit. Believe me, I shuffled. I shuffled. This is really freaking me out that these double suits keep coming up. Okay, so Capricorn, we've got the Four and the Elder. So the Four of Water is talking about emotional foundations and maybe pulling back emotionally. And remember, we're talking about partnerships, whether they're personal, business, whatever. And we have the Elder of Water. So this has to do with, it's a lot with managing emotions. So I would say for you, Capricorn, especially since you're not known as like a very emotional sign, if you need to take emotional breaks and pull back, then that's how you're going to make life good. So don't go in too deep. Like I was telling someone earlier, what another one of the signs, like feel it and flow it. But if for you, Capricorn, if you need to back up for a minute and kind of ground yourself and then come back in, then definitely do that, because you need to be in command of the emotional flow in the partnership. So don't let somebody else's emotions run you over. That's what I'm trying to say. So like I said, if you need to unplug for a minute from them and take a minute and ground and get it back together and then get back in, that's what you need to do. Next up, we have got Aquarius. So you are going to experience the solstice in your 6th house of everyday routines. So how can your everyday life, stuff that you do day in, day out, make life good? And this includes pets. How do your pets make your life good? So for you, Aquarius, we've got the Seven of Air and the Guardian of Air. Once again, double suit. Oh my God. Okay, so Aquarius, you need to make your plans, and you need to be super clear. You need to be super clear, and this is good that air came up for Aquarius, because you are an air sign, so you can be super analytical, and it gives you permission to be super analytical. So be super analytical and be super clear about where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what you need from other people to get there, or what you need from yourself. All right, next up we have got, who is next? Pisces. So Pisces, the solstice will show up in your 5th house. So how can you make life good through your children, your creative activities, through play, through having fun, all of that kind of stuff, through entertainment. So Pisces, your cards are, let me try, maybe if I hold the cards further back, because I keep seeing a lighting problem. You have got the Ten of Earth and the Emperor. Okay, so Pisces, Ten of Earth and Emperor. You can make life good by creating strong foundations for your legacy. And so this is like, with the Ten of Earth, it's more of a material legacy. So it can be things like leaving money, but leaving houses, stuff like that. But it can also be just something tangible. Even, like if you're really into nature or whatever, like leaving a really good garden space. It's like, it could even be something like going to like, how you can donate money and get a park bench or something like that. That's like a material thing that lasts beyond you, and you made life better because you donated the money for that park bench. Or you could, like I say, pick a section of a park in your town and plant a tree there. Something like that. That's what I'm getting for you, how you can make life good. And obviously it has to be fun for you, because that was how I started out. And you need to leave this physical legacy through something that's fun for you, Pisces. Aries. Okay, so the solstice is going to show up in your 4th house. So how can you make life good through your home and your family and your security? For your tarot cards, we have got Explorer of Fire and the Two of Air. Okay, so not a double suit for you, Aries. Okay, so the Explorer of Air is about getting out there and doing it and having a good time doing it, and just blazing forward. The Two of Air is saying that you haven't made your mind up about that. So I would say that for the solstice time, or the time of Cancer, it's okay if you don't know what you want to blaze forward on right now. You can take the time to think it over. Next we have got Taurus. So the solstice will show up in your 2nd house of your resources. Or no, your 3rd house, sorry. Your 3rd house of your neighborhood. Who are the people in your neighborhood? I don't know. When I hear 3rd house, I always think of Mr. Rogers singing, "Who are the people?" No, that's Sesame Street. Who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet while you're walking down the street each day. Okay, so how is life good through your neighborhood? And I have to bring this up. Block parties. What happened to block parties? When I was a kid, they were always like neighborhood block parties. Like, usually they were in the summertime, but sometimes they were for somebody's birthday or whatever, 4th of July, whatever. Whatever happened to block parties? Nobody has block parties anymore. Do you have block parties where you are? Because if you do, I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments. But anyway, for you block partying Tauruses, you're going to experience the solstice and life being good with, you've got the Ace of Air card and Temperance. So, all right, so there's a new thought here. Oh, I need to hold it back. That's right. There's a new thought, a new perspective, and it's about bringing these different things together in a new way. So it's like I said, who are the people in your neighborhood? How can you bring these people that are in your everyday life together in a new way to create something that's helpful and healing and exciting, and add something to your neighborhood? I'm getting this overall theme of somehow it's this, with this whole solstice, that is somehow there's a group aspect to it for a lot of us. So how can you make your neighborhood a better place with your new perspective by bringing people together you already know in new and different ways? That's for you, Taurus. And lastly, for Gemini, the solstice will fall in your second house of your resources and what you have and what you value. So your cards are the Ten of Water and the Eight of Fire. Woo, the Eight of Fire. Love that card. Love, love, love that card in this deck. So, okay. This is, okay, so for Gemini, this is saying, I think you need to be ready to move on something. So like this 10 of Cups is making me think that something's kind of passing away and it's kind of outlived its usefulness. This could even have to deal with family in some way. So I don't know if it has to do with just the normal thing of like children moving out, or if there's some kind of shift in family, like family members are moving away or something. But there's some kind of cycle ending with family. And so you need to be ready to make a move towards something else to fill that void with this Eight of Fire. So that is my How Life is Good this solstice. So have a good one, and I will see you next time.